Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading, well, is you. And these are the three that we begin with. A 2, a 3, I should put these in order. A 2, a 3, and a 4. That's kind of wild. This has never happened before. We've never started the reading with 3 cards. Okay? But they just volunteered as I was shuffling. So that's what we're gonna go with, okay? And really what I feel like here is we are inspired. I feel like you're in a position in your life right now where, and maybe we will just use all 3 of these. Right? I feel like you are inspired to make this change in your life. And I feel like it's something that you never really anticipated for yourself. There's another 2. Look at that. My gosh. Okay. We've got a Prince of Cups there. We've got a 7 of Wands. A 5. Now we've got 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now all we need is a 6, right? And then we've perfectly... we got another 7. Okay, that makes sense, the 7 there. Hanged Man, the Lust or Strength card, and a Princess of Swords. So not a 6 yet, but we still have to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we will, oh gosh, I can't seem to shuffle today. Or Spirit really does have a very urgent message for you. Another volunteer card happens to be another strength card. Doubling in that strength. Mystery card's going to go here before I just drop all the cards, and then we're here all day. Alien Simon Mork Ripley is going to go right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right? It's an exercise in intuition, and I think it makes the channel more interactive. I think it's fun, right? So if you want to play along, let's do it. But let's look around here first, because we notice right away that we've got our straight, right? We've got our sequential cards. We've got 2, 2. We've got 3, 4, 5. We need a 6. We've got our 7s. We've got, a couple of court cards. And then our major arcana, we've got these 2, but there's an emphasis on this Lust or Strength card. And that kind of reinforces what I was saying at the very beginning, that this is something that you never really thought was for you, something that's kind of going to be a surprise. And with that, we've got a double of this kind of Strength or Lust card. And to me, it's going to be like... something that's going to require some extra oomph, some extra courage. Something that is going to take a lot of effort, superhuman strength, to break out of what we have here with these pip cards, with the linear cards, especially the 4 and the 5. And see, that is also a clue, and very telling that we have the 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the 6, right into the 7. The 6 is where we really need to be. The 6 is the harmony. The 6 is us now in harmony with this process of change. We understand the process of change, right? We know that there needs to be change. We understand the process of change, but yet we're kind of resisting change when it does happen, or we're trying to force change when it doesn't happen. So we're 4 and 5. Where the heck is the 6? The 6 is really the next logical thing, where we are now in harmony with the situation. We're going with the flow of the environment, because that's what the environment calls for. Hanged Man. In the position of your environment. Right? But I feel like we're getting stuck between the 4 and the 5. which of course creates a 7 for us. And the 7 is this feeling like the odds are against us. Yeah, maybe this is something that you feel, you're starting to get this real passion about this. You're starting to really get excited. But then we're skipping the harmony. We're going straight to a 7. We feel like it's too difficult. It's not going to work. There are too many things against me. There are too many obstacles to get through to make this happen, right? We got to get out of that way of thinking, right? So let's look around what we have again. We've got fire, fire. And you know, the lesser strength card is some fire energy too. And we need that kind of fire. So we've got our fire. We've got some water. And the Hanged Man, you know, is water as well. So it feels like we're starting to harmonize with the fire. We're starting to harmonize with the water. And of course we have air, air, and air. And our earth cards. So it really, to me, it feels like we need to really work on the air energy, right? Because when we talk about the fire, we've got the fire taken care of. Fire is good. We know what we feel. We're aware of this impulse toward this new thing, right? And I think it's something you've never done before. We've got the impulse toward it, and we feel like, yeah, my heart, I really want this. This is something that is really, it gets our blood pumping. We're super excited for it. But the mental aspect, the thinking part, we're just like, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't have time for it. I don't have the money for it. It's not in my schedule. I'm not good enough, strong enough, smart enough. We start to have all these kinds of doubts. And we don't have a major arcana corresponding element to harmonize with that. So if we get a 6, it's going to be the 6 of Swords. Okay? Showing the mental harmony. That now the mind is right there in line with the heart, in tandem with this kind of alliance, right, that we've built. So let's start with the 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with the 2 first of all. You're somebody that I think you like change, but you don't. You know? I think you like change when you're kind of in on it. You don't like surprises. You like to know what's changing and where and why. You like a little bit of advance notice when things are going to change. Because then you can prepare. You're somebody that likes to plan, likes to prepare. So it's, let's say you like a surprise vacation, but like a month from now. So you got time to prepare, not only physically. We've got a little bit of the earth energy here. But it's not even like the physical preparation. It's more the mental and emotional preparation for the big surprise, right? You're somebody that loves surprise birthday parties, but only if they kind of tell you before you get there. You know, the more notice, the better. And it's funny because I'm a Cancer. I'm a solar Cancer as well. And I remember I don't know if it was my 30th birthday. My best friend, who's still in California, threw a surprise party for me for my 30th. And on the way there, he said, I got to warn you, this is a surprise party. I said, thank you for the warning. Now I can kind of get into the right headspace and prepare for that kind of onslaught of anxiety and pressure and interaction, just the kind of the heightened energy in a situation like that. So I feel that's something that's kind of natural to a Cancer. And it is emphasized in all of these cards here, so it makes perfect sense. The 3 of Wands that we also have right in the middle of the spread today, this has not happened before. This is your understanding of the process of change on the spiritual, creative, vital life force plane. This is a big change in your trajectory in life. This is a big change in your life path, in your purpose. Okay? And you understand the process. And what does that mean? Well, you have to have the impulse. You have to want it, right? It has to be there. It has to be something that you feel is significant, that it is a life-changing kind of choice. You have to have your heart, or the cups, or your feeling, and your mind, or the swords, or the thinking, in harmony. You've got to have all 3. And that's what these 3 are. These 3 need to be, excuse me, I'm going to hit the cough. These three are the unity, right? The Trinity is a unity. And it is this unity that is fighting against all the opposition, right? And I think that Seven of Wands is really important. And we'll get to that in just a second. But the Three of Wands, I think, is what we kind of analyze about ourselves and about the situation, and we determine, yes, this is a valid and correct and righteous course of action. I understand the process of change, and I am going to do my best to live in harmony with it. That's the intention, anyway. It doesn't always work out that way in practice, especially when we get to a 4 and a 5. The 4 is that mentally we're resisting change. Mentally, we're kind of saying, you got to stop this car right now. I don't want to go to the surprise party. Well, you can't really prevent it. We're on the freeway. We can't stop it. Everybody's already there. It's something that is kind of already in motion, right? And we're using something as insignificant, truly, as a surprise birthday party, to represent the flow of the universe. The universe is saying, well, all this stuff's already here. It's already in motion. You kind of don't have a choice, We can resist it. We can try to say, no, I don't want to change. Really, I don't want to change my mind. I'm comfortable here. I know what to expect. I feel relaxed. I don't think we feel as relaxed as we imagine we do. Because the 4 of Swords is us convincing ourselves that I'm happy here in this four-fold world. I'm happy here in my little square, right? Huey Lewis comes to mind. It's hip to be square. In this case, it's not. Because I think it's limiting you from really making this big life change that I think you really feel it. You really do feel it. So, what I was saying about the 7 there. Now, the 5, of course, does represent the change that is inevitably happening, that things around you are moving, and we don't want to be like that, the King of Pentacles, that's sitting in that chair, eyes closed, and the world is kind of going on without them. It's that card where all the vines are overgrowing the person in the throne. They've been sitting there for so long with their eyes closed, they don't realize that the world is passing them by. That life is going on without them, that things are flowing without them, and they're stuck in this 4. Right? So we have the 5 kind of representing the world going on as it will, with or without you. This opportunity is not one that lasts forever. And I also feel like this is you kind of putting your body into gear and doing the thing and figuring out the mental emotional part kind of as we go, right? Well, let's talk about the Prince of Cups for just a second, because this is what I mean when I say that your heart really isn't content where you are, because this is the Prince of Cups, air and water. There's air inside her. It's like a bubble. This is the bubble of our sense of security, our sense of contentment. It's a bubble that's going to burst because there is this growing discontent. There's this growing feeling that your heart wants something else, but the mind is in there trying to direct it, trying to say, no, we're good where we are. We're fixed. We're fixed. My feelings are fixed right here in this place doing this thing, and I don't need anything else. So it's like the feelings are trying to speak up. Your spirit's trying to speak up, and the mind's saying, no, we're good. We don't need anything. This is a soul that is trying to live authentically, right? And there are a lot of reasons to not do something. So many reasons to not do it, But let's talk about the 7 of Wands, because to me, there is this, there's a double meaning with the 7 of Wands. One, this is you against the world. This is you fighting off every obstacle. Little old you in the middle there, that wooden stick, is fighting off all of those really strong, like metal rods, It's kind of the odds are against you, and you just keep fighting. You're not giving up, right? But the other meaning for this card to me, at the beginning we said we had the 3 of Wands and we're going to try our best to make it a 6 of Wands. To live in harmony with this process that we understand. We know how it works in the universe, but it's a lot easier kind of said than done. We're trying to take this 3 and turn it into a 6. Well, there's the 6 behind you, and this is you trying to prevent it. There's that part of you that's just, with every kind of, and it really is the Princess of Swords in a way, trying to fight off that harmony. There's part of you that's trying to resist it. And it's kind of like you're sword fighting, but you just have a little twig in your hand, but you're trying. And to me, that's the part of us that is kind of motivated by that 4 of Swords, that's trying to resist change. Trying to resist kind of being, resist that kind of natural momentum to jump in the river and go with the flow, right? We're trying to prevent that, but it's just the universe is saying the harmony is here, and there's really no fighting. Again, it's a losing battle, right? And that's the thing with the 7 of Wands, is that it is a losing battle, but we keep fighting anyway. Is that a good thing or not? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Every card has light and shadow. All right. The 2 of Swords kind of gives us a solution, because it is a card that represents peace. And this is not relying so much on the intellectual activities. We're not trying to find a reason, yes or no. Right? We're trying to rise above that and find the intuitive source. We're looking for that lunar connection. There's a lunar connection with the 2 of Swords. We're trying to find that connection with that High Priestess, right? With that part of us that can give us the intuitive answers, that can show us the way in symbols and signs and omens and synchronicities, right? That can lead us intuitively to that land of milk and honey, right? Maybe the mystery card will be the High Priestess. So deep down, we know that this isn't something that I'm going to be able to convince myself of intellectually. It's something that I have to feel. And when I feel, I have to kind of authenticate that feeling with spirit. And I've got to really, work toward trusting in that lunar connection. Trusting in that intuitive feeling, that sense that we have, right? Okay. Let's go to the Path of the Serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right. So the 7 of Cups here, this is actually a very good card, because this is the card that allows us to recognize our current situation. We know that if we remain still and stuck in that 4 energy, that we're not doing ourselves any kind of kindness or service, right? That it's really not the best thing for us, right? This is the confidence to recognize when a situation has become too stagnant, too toxic, too unhealthy, not even in a very obvious way. It's not that the situation you're in now is terrible, or, for some of you it might be. I sincerely hope not. But that's not the point, that it's so bad, but that you're denying your own kind of spiritual expression here, if you don't do this. And I think that this is a very good card, because we're able to see that I've kind of outgrown this situation. And there's this confidence with the 7. Any of the 7 cards has a real confidence. That's why the 7 of Wands is such a difficult card, because there's this confidence that even though I'm getting crushed by this opposition, I still feel like I can win. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not. This is the same thing that says whatever situation I'm in now, I can see that I need to, and that I can, that I have the power and the energy to transcend this, to see through it to the other side. Yeah. To fulfill this purpose that you're feeling. And I do think that there is a big life change in front of you. There's this opportunity to really kind of, almost like, I feel like it's almost changing your entire life. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? Hanged Man. I feel like there's something that's kind of keeping you tied into this 4 of Swords thing. I don't know if there's someone close to you that is sick or maybe injured. I'm feeling maybe sick, though. I kind of feel like you're taking care of someone. I'm getting an M name, and I'm sensing a younger female energy. But it seems to me like there's something tying you down. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I feel like that's one of these reasons, one of these Four of Swords reasons why I can't do this now, right? There's something that's keeping you here, and it's an emotional thing. And I'm getting that with the Hanged Man here, where there's either someone that you're taking care of, or there's a reason why you can't kind of focus on yourself and make this big life change. All right. Let's see. The Hanged Man, to me, because it's in the position of the environment, it's also kind of the need for surrendering to that flow, right? We got the sevens, right? And the sevens are really kind of that confidence, that wrestling with something, that trying to, it's the confidence that we can overcome the obstacle, whether we actually do or not, right? Sometimes it's us fighting against something we shouldn't really be fighting. Sometimes you should run rather than fight, right? You should flee instead of stick around. But the Hanged Man feels to me like it's kind of it's what the universe is asking of us. We have to allow the universe to happen. We have to allow change to take place. And I am getting the sense that there is this person close to you. I'm going to hit the cough button. That there is someone close to you that, and I think this is one of those details that come in only for, I think, a few of you. I think there's somebody that might be quite close to passing, and I hope I'm wrong. But it feels like it's kind of one of these things where there's nothing we can really do for them. All we can do for them is to let them know that we love them and to allow them to pass peacefully when they're ready, okay? Because I feel like there's nothing that you can do in this situation. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. I feel like it's something with the heart. There's nothing really that anyone can do in this situation, okay? So it kind of is, for you, a situation of acceptance, of allowing things to take their natural course. And as much as we have these sevens here and we feel like there's something I can do, I can get through this, I can force something to happen, I can make things better in some way, I can overcome this obstacle. I think the universe with the Hanged Man here is saying that we have to kind of allow things to unfold as they will in a situation like this, okay? And I don't want to go too much further than that. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not a diagnosis. I'm not anticipating any kind of passing. If the situation resonates with you, then you already know what I'm telling you. I'm not predicting anything, okay? I'm just reading this energy here. But the Hanged Man is one of those cards that, as much as we may not want to, we are accepting the way things are, because there are things that we can't change, okay? And there are I think moments that really reinforce that really strike that in us in a bold way. That kind of lets us know that the universe is in charge. We're not in charge. We feel like we are, and we're given some power to influence the processes of change, but we're not in charge here, okay? Regardless of the situation with the Hanged Man, there is a certain strength and bravery that's being asked of you, okay? And I wonder if you have this opportunity now to, I almost feel like some of you maybe are going to enter the military, that it's kind of like this really big kind of life-changing thing that's going to take you away from where you are. Going somewhere for training, right? Basic training, something like that. But it's going to require not just strength and lust and courage, but an extra dose of courage, right? We got these cards twice. So I think this is a big life decision, that's something you never thought was really going to be meant for you, but here you are really wanting to do it, and I think the mind is looking to stay. The mind is kind of like, I need to find a reason to prevent this from happening. So I think it's going to take an extra effort to go through with this. You know, when the day gets close, sometimes we get cold feet, right? We think, maybe I really don't want to go. You know, I was never in the military, but as I got older, I started thinking, I should have, you know. My life would be a lot different now. I think my life happened the way it happened for a reason, and I'm very, very happy with my life. But sometimes I think I'd get to do a lot of things that I didn't get to do, and I would have all these other kind of experiences, you know. But at the time where I was at that age and I was thinking, well, is that what I should do? It's the same situation. My mind was saying, no, that's not a place that's meant for you, you know. And I don't think I felt that kind of sense of destiny in my heart about it, right? I didn't feel that drawn to it that I think you do feel. And I don't know that it's military stuff for you. Whatever this is, right? This is something you've never experienced before. It's going to take a lot of courage to get into it, to kind of force yourself to do it. It's something you really want, but you got to push yourself that little bit extra, right? And this is something that, gosh, my voice is really, really getting bad today. This is something that also is going to bring out the best qualities of you. Now, maybe you're one of these cancers that are kind of on the cusp of Leo. This is the Leo energy. So this could be really a symbolic thing of you kind of entering into the next phase of your spiritual evolution, right? Where you are kind of becoming, a superhuman version of yourself. You are becoming this enhanced person. You're the best version of yourself, Cancer 2.0. Which I think is really, is kind of the natural evolution. Wherever you are in the sign of Cancer, I think this is kind of the next logical evolution. But I think in a very practical way, this represents that very big step that is going to bring out the best qualities of yourself. It's also going to teach you what you're not so good at, right? It's going to bring out those areas of yourself, your soul, that need a little extra work, right? And that's the Princess of Swords next. This is the card that is learning new skills. I mean, one, it's us learning how to go forward with our plans, despite a mind that is sometimes full of doubts. And sometimes it's a mind that really just wants to go back home. I want this all to be over. I want to be back in my own room, in my own bed. This is us figuring out how to deal with that kind of thought process. But this is also the card that is learning new skills. Maybe this is a situation that's really going to force you to be like a public speaker, right? To be kind of in the middle of a group and talking to a lot of people. Or to be up on stage, something that's going to require you to improve your communication skills, something that's going to require you to learn new energetic systems. Yeah, to learn new ways of doing things, new ways of controlling your own life force, directing your own creative energy and your own vitality. Okay, and this could be a lot of different things. I want to look at the mystery card, though. I'm getting curious if this will be the Six of Swords, as I am. It's kind of anticipating. I don't feel it so much anymore. I think the Six of Wands would be perfect, because then it's kind of like we're succeeding in our endeavor to live in harmony with this impulse that we feel, with this drive, with this will, right, of the Three of Wands. That we want the Six. We ended up getting the Seven because we're still kind of fighting that harmony, and maybe we need that here. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we have. The Chariot. Well, I mean, come on. Can it get any better than this? This is the Chariot card. This is your power card. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. And if anything, this is telling me that you're exactly where you need to be. that this is that dilemma for you, that this is that moment where everything changes. And I think you're just as shocked by this as I am. I don't think that you were anticipating that this would be where you want to take your life. But here we are. And I think the interesting thing is, with the Chariot card, that if you look back at your life, you'll see that every choice you've ever made has prepared you for this moment. Things you thought were just random experiences, random things that you learned, facts, information, skills. Everything's coming in handy now. And I think the Chariot card is saying that we're a lot more prepared for this than we realized. It's still going to take a double dose of courage and power and magic, charisma maybe. Maybe you're going into public speaking. Maybe you're going into sales or, something like this. Entertainment, I don't know. You're right where you need to be. And I feel like this is the moment where you realize that you're in the car, bags are packed, everything's here, you got everything you need. How did I get here? Your entire life has been preparing you for this moment. Now it's just time to start the engine, hit the gas. Yeah. Very nice. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's up here or down in the video description. New Cancer readings every Tuesday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. But I'm here every day. Just come on back tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Okay. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.